with this trend to these steels and these really cool, super cool shades, to get there with glazing, you can't do it on the scalp all over. You can't get as gray as you want to get in those cases. But more importantly, we've had a real fun ride against a company out of Germany that decided to put their color into retail Walmarts recently. Won't name names. Their #1 category is blonde meat. And we have been taking those salons out, but we haven't had anything for those people who are into this bleach and tone process. So this was directly to support conversions with that particular customer, and it's worked. And you can't believe how much money they make in that category of bleach and tone. It's huge. So.
In the deal sheet for September, October, it has the formulas for the gray, right?
No,
or
it's
that's
the rose.
Rose
Rose
gold's
gold.
good now. They get a lot of questions on rose gold, that'll be in there.
Yeah.
But we're utilizing these toners for all those gray and silver looks.
Randy Gray?
Yes.
Randy Gray, we can
Randy
do 'em.
Gray.
From a salon's perspective, Doreen here, again, she's in a very big, very beautiful
Okay, I'll just
salon.
tell you a salon scenario really quick. We've had Scruples in our salon for about 4 years, and it's been very hard to convert them over from Goldwell. So I would say half of our stylists they were using Scruples, and the other half we're still trying to like bleach and tone, and they're just really resistant because they were afraid. Finally, now that the Power Blonde toners came out, we have everybody on board, no problem. It just made it easier. That was my biggest battle, and after that, it just helped everybody totally jump in it. So I just want to mention that if there's a little trouble with the highlighting systems.
How long has Power Blonde's been out?
May?
Maybe this year, it's brand new.
Okay.
Just new. We didn't cover Urban Shock, which is our direct dye, conditioning-based, fun, funky color range. It's a nice piece of business. It's got a lot of press, but it's not core business in terms of permanent hair color. You won't make a ton of money off, but it's a nice thing to have. Everybody's in that category. We have been in that category for a long time, but ours is in a semi-permanent conditioning base. It's not a permanent, although it lasts a heck of a long time.
How long?
If you're using it with heat, 4 weeks. You can get 4 weeks after that.
But typically with dye, no mix,
You lift and then you put the color you want. If you want to pastel it down into a lighter shade, you just add some ER into it. Pretty simple stuff.
You all remember Serena from yesterday? The educator that's here had that, she had that in her hair, just so you guys know.
That.
Yep.
15.
You mentioned heat.
You can put heat on that.
Stay away from it.
You can with this because it's no ammonia.
And you guys got great brochures, because normally in a direct dye, we get a little teeny swatch and that's it, but this is really
The
nice.
swatch book for that is amazing. I don't know if we send them here.
I didn't
So-
see that.
Just so I'm grounded out, the heat actually gets rid of the
Helps penetrate it.
Feels like it's a lot of sense. Big difference.
What, sorry?
$5
$5 a tube for 2.5 ounces. They're not big tubes. Yeah.
Well, down here especially, this would be like, these I think would be a huge
They're
market.
fun. Well, you know what? They're huge markets to certain clients, for sure. It's not for everybody. We just came up with a teal too, so you'll have a teal in September, which we never had. Right, you go after Vivids with that. Pravana, you go after Pravana. Yes.
Oh, yeah, great point, Pravana. Serena was an all Pravana salon, and she was a huge Pravana owner, and she left Pravana to come to this, and she will swear to it, the Urban Shock. So if you have the Pravana and you need to go up against it for anything, again, like Mike said, King of it, refer to her.
And one other color line is we have a men's color, very specific for, quick on and off. 5 minutes on the bowl gives you salt and pepper coverage. 10 minutes, you get coverage. And you can use it on your facial hair. This is 100% white, and I do it myself. It takes me 10 minutes, or we do it in the salon. So for men's goatee, for if you want a hair, it's a nice little add-on service, and it's simple for guys. They're not, stuck in a chair for half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, we do it at the shampoo bowl, people don't even know they're getting hair color.
Yep.
Sort of like a la camel.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Alicom Camel.
Yeah.
Which, to your point about red, and we even match up. We're one of the few companies that has a men's color.
What base is it?
base. It's a liquid base, sorry, yeah.
No, but I mean, is it like blue base,
Oh, there is.
That's a good question.
It's, no, it has there's a men's activator, you need a specific activator developer that comes with it. There are nine colors
till it
on
grows
there, so
out.
it's a little bit like,
Permanent.
there's lots of the neutrals, there's a BB, there's a BVV, I believe, the 9V. There's all different tones, kind of reminiscent, it reminds me a little bit like high def, with the different tones you can have there, and you can mix however you want
Pure
to. There's a whole
baseball.
swatch book that gives you everything as well.
So it's the market is a blending
And
process.
it does really good on the grays too.
Great or blending.
Most guys want it blended, and if you go, it's 10 minutes max. It's a progressive color, so you go 11 minutes, you're gonna have black hair. It keeps going, so. No idea. I mean, most of those guys want 50%.
Men's color, what's the price, Rob? Good question. Can't remember, we'll get it to you. Oh, by the way, there's a 1-800 number, 1-800-SCRUPLES, right? I just called it during the, I stepped out and called it and got the information you were looking for. The high definition or blazing color is between, once it's mixed, is between 1 and 2% ammonia, where true integrity is between 0.4 and 0.8. So obviously true integrity is lower ammonia, but the blazing is between 1 and 2%. That's the great thing about our company. We have a live person on the 800 number. Her name is Salon, Jane, or Amy. And you call them, and if they don't get you the information, our chemist will get it to you fast. So you're never on your own out there, nor are your clients. They can get phone calls. And if you call most manufacturers test salons, you get a voicemail. And you're lucky if you get a call back.
That's true.
So ours is live, and we'll always be live. We make that promise to you. Okay, we got to move quickly here because we want to get into, there's a lot of other things that we want to cover with you. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Support materials you have available to grow your business, and there's a lot. I'm not talking products at that point. What I want to do with retail is this. This, by the way, 65% of our business is color and 35% of our business is retail. The only company with a better mix is Redken, which is 50-50, roughly. Most of your European companies have great colors and can't get arrested with their retail, right? And most of your American companies have great retail lines and still haven't figured out color, which we are thankful for. This 65-35 is important for you to know when you go talk to salons about committing to us front to back, because not only do we have a vast array of colors to support them in doing the chemical services and the technical services, but we have a very interesting retail proposition for them to build off of. And it goes to this wheel or marketing wheel that everybody uses. And I'll give you a quick example, 2 examples. One in the clothing world. The Gap. Everybody's heard of the Gap. Do you know the Gap owns Old Navy and Banana Republic? The reason why they own them is because Old Navy is their recruitment brand. It's the brand that they use to get people into their chain. If you look at Old Navy marketing, it's very much for that younger crowd and startup in terms of dealing with all the Gap. Gap is the core. It's the satisfy and delight brand. And their trade-up brand, once they get them into Gap, is Banana Republic, right? That's how they do it. Okay, for you guys, you gearheads, let's talk cars. Scion, S-C-I-O-N, is owned by Toyota. They market that specifically for the kids. That's their first car, that's their fun car, that's the crazy car. Then they trade them up into Toyota, their Satisfy and Delight brand, their core, which is where most of their money's made. And then they take them from there to where?
Lexus.
Lexus, that's their trade-up brand. Scruples has the exact same retail proposition. And what I want you to think about it in terms of that when you talk to people about these product lines. Now, I'm not going to do a product knowledge class on Indy and Pearl and white tea because the truth is, you guys can read. But I would like you to turn to your binders to the Indy brochure, which is way back, halfway through. And we're just going to high spot what these brands stand for. Indy was developed when we did the rebranding of the company because we realized if we're going to get fresher and younger and better images and better packaging, we didn't have a brand to relate to that younger client. So it is a very simple product line, heavily weighted to retail styling products. There is one shampoo and conditioner only in that brand. They're sulfate-free, paraben-free, salt-free, free of everything other than shampoo. The key to the brand is the styling range. And what's important about that styling range is it's a little heavier, it's a little more matte, it's higher texture in its product than the other brands. And that allows it to target the 18 to 30-year-old male and female. Now this demographic, we did market research in London, England. As a matter of fact, Indy was developed out of London. The artwork, the name, the market research all came out of England because we wanted to get ahead of the curve. And we talked to consumers, we talked to hairdressers, and that demographic likes to change their look. Like Pat has looked the same for 20 years. He's pretty steady that way. I like him. He's a solid kind of guy. But that demographic that we're talking about with Indy wants to change their looks. One day they want to look one way, one day they want to look different. Now they can't afford to get their hair cut and styled every time, so they use products for that. And oh, by the way, they don't shampoo your hair near as much as the next demographic. So consequently, you've got to be able to layer products on the hair and change the way it looks without it getting flaky or without it getting heavy. That's what Indy does with this mixing system. We talk a lot about mixology with Indy because it's a mixing system. And oh, by the way, if they don't shampoo their hair that much and they do layer lots of product, our #1 selling product in the brand is Hairspray. Our #2 selling product in the brand is the dry shampoo because that clientele uses that kind of product a lot. And so consequently, what you have is a brand, again, 18 to 30-year-old male and female, heavily weighted on styling products with lots of texture, lots of matte finish, and lots of hold, okay?
Mike, I will put an example, and this is what they found in England. They brought it back to the board is, you guys are old enough in here to remember the original Dr. Pepper commercial. Everybody be a pepper, want to be a pepper, be the...
Pepper, you're a pepper.
Yeah, everybody be what? The same? What's the Super Bowl commercial they had Dr. Pepper this last year? A group of people running across the common ground in the city, sure, open their shirts up, saying, I'm an educator, I'm a cougar, I'm an artist. What are they saying now? Everybody be different because that's where the long-term trend is going. Meaning these young millennials don't want their parents' shampoo.
Right.
And our marketing campaign is right on with that. You're seeing major brands do it.
So when you're talking to a salon about the conversion and you're talking about a front to back, you need to talk to them about that retail journey that your clients are going on, and we have products for that.
Do we have price sheets for this?
Yes, they're actually, the price list for this is in the back of the monthly or bi-monthly product shout out. So you'll have your retail price list for all your retail products in your monthly deal or bi-monthly promotional sheets. Okay? Okay? Now, I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because it's obviously not that complicated, Indy. Now we get to Pearl. Pearl was the core of what Scruples started with many, many years ago in 1983. You saw a quick flash of it yesterday with that Wedgwood Blue, remember those bottles? From that grew this. And when we redeveloped and redesigned Pearl, we had some core products that we wanted to protect. And by the way, this is 20% of our total business, so it's nothing to be sneezed at. It's serious, and when we decided to repackage it, we had to be very careful. But we updated some fragrances at that time. We updated a couple of formulas. We've been through all that now, so you don't have to worry about that. So Pearl, in essence, is almost a new product line for many people who've never seen it before. And, you know, I don't want to get into product knowledge, but we're talking about shampoo system. It's color blocked. You've got your conditioning ranges. You've got your style products. And you have your finishing products. And if you're wondering how this works, it's really simple. And if you want to look at this slide, it helps you understand the program as to how to understand Pearl. Above the red line is the product name and the description So this case, Hypershine Repair Spray. Then there's the red line, and below it is the hair color category, or hair care category, or hold factor. So if you were to look at, if I go forward one, this would have Total Integrity Shampoo with Quick Seal, Clear Conditioner, and it's daily. Then Moisture X and Moisture Bath is Hydrate. So it's a prescriptive range, meaning what hair do I have? What product do I need? It's that simple. PBX is in all of these products at various levels, so we're going to jump back here. In the moisture part, Moisture Bath, there's a little more mucopolysaccharides than there is in the next one, which is Structure Bath, which has more proteins. We kind of adjust it like a sound mixing board, because this has more structure, has more protein in it. This one has more moisture in it. And it's paired with a conditioner, and it's very simple on the shelf to see, okay, this is my hydrating shampoo, here's my hydrating conditioner, I get it. Simple? Working with that, okay. Then you get into, and you get past all this, get to styling. Now, in the styling and finishing ranges, it's really simple. You've got primers, which are very popular products you put on before you put styling products, base primers. You have your gloss products, which have the first box checked off. You have your flexible hold products, second, firm, third, extra firm, fourth. So it's really simple when you're at the retail for somebody at the counter, and this is what I want you to stress to people. This brand is prescriptive for sure, but it's simple. You just got to understand what is below the red line in terms of what we're trying to sell, specific to what client. And then what kind of product do they want in terms of, do they want to put a primer on? Do they need a gloss product? Probably. Are they into flexible hold or firm hold? Well, maybe. Do they want something that really locks it in, and we have it? And then you start talking about the primers, the glosses. There's all the glosses. You've got the flexible hold products, firm hold, and then extra firm. Okay? Pretty simple. Again, you guys can do product knowledge. You can learn the product. Maybe at another time, at another meeting, we can have somebody come in and go over it a little more, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay? All right. Any questions on Pearl? I don't want to discredit it. It's huge for us and you, but you also have to understand that it's not as complicated. It's a lot of SKUs, but we've laid it out fairly simply.
This is nice to have cocktail in.
We do. Cocktailing is still big because they're all water-soluble styling products. So you're not going to have a problem with this white gummy mess showing up. That's never a problem for us. If you build products off of a good foundation base, it gives you a ton of flexibility, for sure. Last but not least is white tea. And white tea was developed as more of a luxury range. It's a little more expensive. And we're going to talk pricing this afternoon. Rob's got a mindset as to how we position these retail price points in our conceptual sales panel discussion. But white tea was developed because we found out that the white tea bud off of the tea flower is an incredible antioxidant. So you had to use something with this to make it less aggressive. And so what we did was we developed products with orange flower extract and panthenol and such to give it a nice balance. It's not a big range. It has 4 conditioners, so it has a lot of strong conditioning properties. And of course, it's very, very concentrated. Sulfate-free. This is, there's a couple of cool things in this. I'm going to get into all the products, but there's one I want to spend a couple seconds on, this guy here. This is one of those rare products that crosses over from white tea into a dispensary product. Because you can put it in your color formulas, it won't affect your color. You can put it in your Power Blonde formula, it won't affect your lift. But it is like a moisturizer for your hair. It's in an aerosol format. It's not a styling product. It's a conditioner. It's a really different kind of a product out there that you don't see a lot of out there. And there are multiple uses for this for consumers as well as hairdressers. Okay? A bit of a skincare regimen, small skincare pre-makeup spray, which is a panthenol treatment, and then a lotion that's not a greasy, heavy lotion. So if somebody wants to have a regimen as part of their portfolio but doesn't want to get invested in a huge makeup line, it's a nice way to get in. It's also a great small range for independent contractors who don't want a big product range but can basically get a sulfate-free shampoo, 2 or 3 really good conditioners, 3 or 4 really good styling products, and a bit of skincare, and they're in business. So think about shelf space. It's not a big line that way. You can do it fairly easily, okay?
How'd you guys get the Longe formulas?
We did. We bought them. Money talks. Just ask Donald Trump.
That's right.
I had to get that in.
Keep stuff.
Exactly. But, you know, that's, what this gives us is the opportunity to have a quick overview of our retail. And I know you guys had a lot thrown at you as we get ready here to take a quick break for lunch and then get back and roll up our sleeves and figure out how the heck we're going to sell this brand. We wanted to just ask you, is there any questions on what you heard this morning? I really raced through retail, but I think you can get the gist of it.
I mean, we're all big boys on
Yeah,
retail.
exactly. Do your homework. Yeah, exactly, right. It's not brain surgery. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
No, it's a great start. No, that's great. I think you guys can see why I was so freaking interested. They got it together.
Yep.